I'm not going to do what I usually do and really pick on the Masons tonight. I'm just simply going to read from 2 books of theirs, and I'm going to let the Masons draw their own conclusion. That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is a God that one adores without superstition. To you, sovereign, grand, inspectors general, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degree. The Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates, of the high degree, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Abaddon, now before I go on, I want to say Abaddon is found in Revelations for you students of Revelation as the keeper of the pit, the demon over all the rest of the demons. Would Abaddon, the God of the Christians, whose deeds prove his cruelty, profanity, and hatred of men, barbarism, and repulsion for science, would Abaddon and his priests culminate him? Yes, Lucifer is God. Thus, the doctrine of Satanism is a heresy, and the true and pure philosophical religion is the belief in Lucifer, the equal of Abaddon, Jesus Christ. But Lucifer, God of light and God of good, is struggling for humanity against Abaddon, the God of darkness and evil. They're calling Jesus Abaddon. They're calling Lucifer everything we believe of Jesus, and Jesus everything we believe of the devil. And that's in one of their own books.
So at the end of this description of this earthly creature, and it makes it very clear that it is an earthly creature in the book of Job, it says, he sees everything that is on high. He is the foremost among the sons of pride. And so it really throws you for a loop when you're reading that description, because you think you're reading about this animal, and then all of a sudden you're reading something that sounds like it's about Satan. Because the sons of pride, or the sons of rebellion, are the fallen angels. So we know immediately from that there's something interesting going on with this creature. And then we go to Isaiah 27:1, which is an eschatological verse talking about what's happening in the end times. And that verse says that in the day of the Lord, with his great and strong sword, God is going to punish that serpent, that crooked Leviathan, and he's going to slay that dragon that is in the sea. So he's using an earthly creature to talk about a heavenly creature, and I believe that that is Satan. Many, many times depicted as a serpent in different scriptures, but also in an ancient world. Zeus, king of the gods in Greco-Roman pantheon, depicted as a serpent in many places, many statues throughout the world.
Wow. So how does this relate then to the battle of good and evil? I mean, how does this play out in our world today?
The book of Revelation says that beast comes up out of the abyss in the end times, and he is the last king of the world. So he was the first king of Babylon, and he'll be the last king of Babylon. The religions, I call them occult religions, but they're mystery religions and they're mystery fraternities throughout history. They know that this king has been put away and that he's going to return. Let me give you an example of that. So the Freemasons, when they initiate someone to become a Master Mason, they talk to him as if the great architect of the universe, or what they call God, is speaking to the Master Mason. And this is what this God says. This is a quote. "Seek ye the grave of Hiram, who has carried my will with him to the tomb. This eternal quest is yours until you have found your builder. No more shall I speak until ye have found and raised my beloved Son, and you have listened to the words of my messenger, and with him as your guide have finished the temple which I shall then inhabit. Amen." End quote. They understand that there's this very important character that has gone to the grave. He's gone to Sheol, just like Ezekiel 31 tells us. but that they need to bring him back. And this is not just the Freemasons. It goes to all the secret societies. They try to get there in different ways, but they're all sort of aiming for the same goal. So they have two goals. One, to bring us to a utopia, at least a utopia for the elites. And then number two, to bring back the world dictator who is supposedly enlightened. You know, Satan's not going into this thing without a plan. He's the first creature ever created, you know, the first thing that Yeshua ever made before even the rest of the universe and the rest of the angels. So we can't underestimate how absolutely capable he is in terms of strategy. In the book, I talk a lot about the occult and the mystery religions and the mystery schools throughout history and what their agenda is and what they have been doing, mostly behind the scenes, to affect human history and to blind us all to what's going on. The scripture actually names him as Asher, and it blew my mind when I realized that, in fact, the Bible is talking about Asher, and it's the name of the Antichrist. So let me talk a little bit about who he was. And I think he was actually Nimrod, and he goes into Egypt and becomes the first king of Egypt and unites that land. There were many tribes there at that time, and he brings them all together. Interestingly, the name Osiris is actually the same as Asher, because in the Egyptian, it's Asur. Only the Greeks changed it to Osiris. And there's a very interesting passage in the pyramid texts which talk a lot about Osiris and Isis. But this one particular text says that the Egyptians, when Osiris died, when he was killed, that they preserved his efflux, bodily fluid. That could be blood, could be semen. I think it's the latter, because that contains the complete genome.
I'm tired of your tricks. I'm tired of your deceit. I am so tired of your liberal church in America. I'm tired of your witchcraft. This is not an accident. We've swallowed this now for 30 years. And now you depict Jesus as a woman. I'm not going to accept that. I'm a Roman Catholic. I believe in God as Father, creator of heaven and earth. I believe that Jesus is his Son, his only Son. I believe that he died and he suffered and he rose. Your catechisms are so watered down, they say nothing except love your neighbor. No, you gotta love God first. You gotta live with God in your heart. You can't give what you don't possess. I don't like your church. You have nothing to offer. You do nothing but destroy. And so you plant this mime, a woman as Jesus. You dare do that. We're not going to go for all those crazy things that you're pushing out as new and cultural and American. They're not American. America was built on God. America was built on trust in God. And you've made it pagan because you have no spirituality that attracts. Your whole purpose is to destroy. I am proud to be a Roman Catholic. And I will say mankind instead of humankind. You've been strong too long. I, for one, have a right to be a Roman Catholic without your persecution. And you dare to depict Jesus as a woman. Try it with Martin Luther King. Put a white woman in his place and see what happens. Try it with Moses or Muhammad. No, we're the only ones that can be bashed to the ground, and we say nothing. My community and I proclaim to you and to this nation, we are Roman Catholic. We have hidden under bushels too long. We have taken everything, and we have been obedient. To what? To a destructive force.